I got the Cartboy lockdown bolt kit, and what comes in the kit? That comes in the kit. So this is the Cartboy lockdown kit, all right? It's a 3-piece design, has the machine collar, a washer, that's the second piece, and then the bolt itself. Currently the subframe is mounted via bushings, and it allows some lateral movement like that. Whereas with the lockdown kit, it basically will lock, just like it says, it locks down the rear subframe to the unibody, so it doesn't allow any lateral movement whatsoever. And apparently these make a gigantic night and day difference, so let's give it a go. So let's get to installing these guys, all right? Yay! First, you want to jack up the car, get the back up on jack stands because we're going to be working in the rear. So jack the car up by the diff, throw some jack stands back under there, and let's get going. Alright, so now that the car is jacked up, we're going to go under. So this is the rear subframe of the car. This is the unibody. The car itself is a unibody, and those bolts go in these holes right here. As you can see, there's a hole. So hey, while we're under here, like I said, the cool thing with those bolts is it locks down the subframe to the unibody. As you can see, those are bushing bolts. They go through bushings, which allow a lot of movement. So by putting those bolts in, it stops a lot of the movement. Let's go see what tools we need, all right? The tools you guys are gonna need: 3/8 ratchet, an extension, M12x1.25 Tap, a tap head for either a ratchet or traditional tap head, fireball, need that, 10mm hex socket, as well as the 2 bolts, WD-40 or penetrating fluid as well. That hole has a nut that's called a captive nut, and that basically means it's a nut welded to the inside somewhere. If you try and send the bolt right through there, it's gonna get all gummed up, so you wanna tap it to clean the threads. So that's already tapped, it's an M12x1.25 thread. So what I have is the M12x1.25 Tap. You can get this either in a master set of tap and dies, special order on Amazon. A good friend of mine loaned me his set because he has a Matco master set, which came with a 3/8 ratchet tapping head, which works with the 3/8 ratchet. The conventional style will work. It's kind of a pain in the ass because it's a little T-handle. So I recommend getting either a 3/8 tap head that you can get on Amazon or borrow a friend who has a Matco set. You want to take some WD-40, spray the tap, and then start tapping. Just go really slow, make sure you catch the threads right. If you're not familiar with how to tap, find a friend that does, because you can really screw this up and go from a 10-minute project to a 3-hour project. So let's tap the hole. And now when tapping, you want to go in a few turns and then back it out a few turns. It's all the debris and stuff that will bind up on the threads and then just jam everything up. So make sure to clean the threads. Once the threads are clean, you're gonna take your bolt, put a little anti-seize on it, and put it in the hole. So right now this bolt is completely tightened, but you'll notice a gap. There's supposed to be a 1/4 inch to a 3/8 gap. That's perfectly normal. You guys can see right there how the bolt head's there, and then up top, you can kind of see it peeking through a little bit through the subframe. That's what you guys want to see. Like I said, you can see there's a clear gap above. That's perfectly normal. As long as it's kissing the unibody, you're fine. In case you need to move your subframe while installing these bolts, which is very common, you're gonna have to loosen these 4 bolts. To 17mm, use a deep socket and a 1/2 inch breaker bar. You break all 4 of them loose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then use a lady slipper and kind of pry the hole so it lines up. Send it through. Do not try to move the subframe with the bolts. You're gonna break something. It's gonna be a bad day. So just loosen the 4 bolts just a little bit. Wiggle it around with the lady slipper. Send your bolt through, tighten them up, and you're good to go. Once you have the 2 bolts in there nice and tight and your subframe bolts are all tightened up if you had to loosen them up, go ahead and throw the jack back under there, lower the car, and let's take it for a quick ride. That's it. I just got back from driving the car a little bit with the lockdown bolts. Massive improvement. The car just feels like it's planted now, as opposed to before, it felt like the rear was a trailer just along for a fun ride. But that's it for this video. Quick, easy install. It takes maybe a total of 20-30 minutes. Remember, clean the hole. Always clean the hole, because I shit you not, if you send the bolt into that hole without tapping that hole first, you are gonna have a horrible time. But like I said, guys, make sure to comment, subscribe, let me know how things are going, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.